Welcome back to our 1 acre homestead. We are in full force summer over here. Lots of summer activities, lots of playing outside. You can see our sweet little baby chick there hiding under mama's wing. Lots of time playing in the sun on our fun ninja course that Grayson got for Christmas. All kinds of outside time. How can we get outside and spend more time outside not watching TV? So I'm going to bring you in a little bit on a couple of things that I was working on today. So first I was boiling about 10 to 12 boiled eggs because I love to have boiled eggs first thing in the morning to get my bump of protein, get my energy going. Tomorrow is my husband's day off, so I'm going to hopefully get some sourdough going. It's one of our favorite things in the morning to have warm sourdough, not hot sourdough. If you are new to sourdough, you know that you should not be cutting your sourdough when it's hot. But I cannot help myself. I do cut it when it's warm because I just can't help myself. So sometimes it does affect the crumb, but that's okay. Still delicious. So I'm just gonna clear a little space here. Another half-eaten apple. My husband would say if our house had a mascot, this would be it. Just picture this with like our last name beautifully written underneath it, a half-eaten apple. It's about right. This will go to the chickens. Just clearing some space so we can have enough space to do sourdough here so you can see all the details, my process. I am going to be trying something new today. There's a lot of people who swear by baking with your sourdough starter straight from the fridge, so I'm going to give it a try. So usually what you would do is bake with an active sourdough starter, which means you feed it probably between 4 and 8 hours prior to baking, and you try to bake with it when it's full rise in this jar. But I'm gonna take it straight out of the fridge, dump off the hooch that's on top, and go ahead and try to bake with it directly. Let's see what happens. Evie and Ella, 2 of my 3 girls.
Making sourdough. Yeah, I love sourdough. Yeah, that's my song that I sing when I'm making sourdough.
All right, this is the one thing I don't know for sure about. If we need 4 full flat cups of bread flour. Can you handle that?
You don't know for sure?
I don't know if we have enough.
Okay.
So we're gonna find out. So try to put 4 in there.
4 flat?
Yep.
Okay, that's really hard. But I don't think I can even get 1. You know I can get 1. Wow. Mama, I want to go to safety town. Emmett was at safety town the whole time.
Yeah, she's sleeping. Here's my 3rd girl. Okay, 1. It's fine. It's okay. You're gonna do it again, so it's all right.
My cleaning is now on. Yes, definitely not that. I know that was my rest.
There you go.
No, I got it.
Okay, hold on. You can help me with the water.
Mom, Tim's the controller with the screens.
What?
Tim is one of the helpers with the controllers of the screen.
Oh, nice.
At church. Kids can't.
Now I'm gonna take over, I'm gonna mix this up with my hands, make sure that all of the dough is incorporated, all of the dry flour is mixed together, and what you'll get is the result of a shaggy dough ball. You may not know what that means, but you'll know it when you see it. Everything is incorporated. It kind of looks like it's shaggy, for lack of better words, but it's not a smooth dough ball that you usually picture when you're making bread. So don't feel like you need to mix it even more because it's not fully incorporated. That texture will come with time. My personal recipe that I use does not require you to knead the dough a lot. So I'll mix this all together and then come back in about 30 minutes, mix it again, and that's when I'll add the salt. For the longest time, I had a hard time getting my dough to rise well. It's because I was mixing the salt in too early. It wasn't getting that first rise. So now when I go back, I put the salt in after the first rise, and I do it with wet fingers to help the salt incorporate. So now I'm gonna go ahead and make our full chicken for dinner. So I'm gonna take you along on the process of exactly how I make my full chicken. If you've never heard of the Flash Food app, I highly recommend it. This is not sponsored. This is just something that I use all the time. The Flash Food app is made to reduce food waste. So there's a lot of things that certain stores will be getting rid of about a week before they're actually expired, which is plenty of time. So I will go on the Flash Food app, buy a few whole chickens at a time and freeze them, and then pull them out as I need them as we're ready to cook a full chicken. And they're usually about half the price, sometimes even less. So where a full chicken could cost you about $16 to $20, it'll cost you anywhere from $6 to $10 for a full huge chicken, which is such a good deal, and they keep great in the fridge. I pulled this bag of potatoes out of my cabinet and I wanted to show you, see how this potato is a little bit scraggly and soft? This is something that I would put on the counter and try to sprout it so that I could grow more potatoes. This one is a nice firm potato, perfect for adding to your whole chicken because it's going to cook for a long time. So I'm saving all of my scraps from the carrots and the potato peels to make bone stock later on, which I would combine with the rest of the carcass of this chicken once we've got all the meat off of it. I like to keep everything that I'm cutting in pretty big chunks because they're gonna cook for a long time in this pot with the chicken. So I like to keep it in big chunks, otherwise everything kind of turns to mush. So once I start to put all of my vegetables down the side of my chicken, you can see everything there along the side. I'll fill this about halfway to cover half of the chicken. I have it a little bit overfilled here, but I would like to cover it halfway to make sure that that chicken skin gets crispy. Here's a little pro tip. Use the top of your carrots to make a parsley-like garnish. This is going to be great flavor inside of your chicken, and you didn't have to pay extra for it because you already have it on the top of your carrots. Personally, our garden makes great carrot tops, but not great actual carrots because we have an imbalance of minerals in our soil. So until I can get that balance right, I like to use the carrot tops because that's what we grew. You're gonna bake this chicken with the lid on for about an hour and then take the lid off for another 30 minutes to get that crispy skin. Absolutely delicious, crunchy skin all around. Now let's check out the sourdough we made. Can I just say it did not turn out. I highly do not recommend using this method of using your starter straight out of the fridge. I don't know how people are pulling it off, but it did not work for me. And I am a somewhat seasoned sourdough maker. So we are gonna go ahead and feed our sourdough starter, and we're gonna make another batch with active starter. But here's the great thing, the kids did not seem to mind it. They loved the texture, the flavor was still there, so we had happy kids eating bread, and my husband and I will just wait until next time. I guess we are a little bit pickier. Subscribe and follow to see more of our fun adventures.